So the student loan debt crisis is a crisis. It's like when it comes on the verge of like if you were to like measure crises, ISIS, small crisis. Student loan debt, major. Mount Kilimanjaro crisis. Here's the thing. The percent of like the 90 days, like if you look at all the types of loans that are 90-day delinquent, 90 days or more delinquent, so 91 days, 92 days, 93 days, student loans top the charts. It's like off the charts, America, right? It's like global warming. It just doesn't stop growing. It grows exponentially, right? But here's the thing. And this is from a new report from the New York Fed, shows where we stand as debtors at the end of 2014. With, you know, tons of things that could be called debt. The student loan debt totals are $1.16 trillion. It's a big ass number, America. 1.16 trillion is student loan debt. And the delinquency rate of student loan is more than 11%, far higher than any other form of debt. So here's the thing. And I'm going to give you, so let me give you some more facts and figures, and then we'll talk through this, America. We'll talk through it together, right? The average balance of each borrower has grown by 74% in the last decade, mushrooming from $15,000 per person now to $27,000 per student graduating. Think about it, like 4 students is a mortgage, America. Right? This is what this report found. And most borrowers actually have less than $27,000, but the average is skewed higher because 1.8 million people, a small portion of all the borrowers, have extreme debt. And as an extreme, we mean over $100,000. So for me, this doesn't line up. This is what doesn't make sense. You go to K-12, right? You go to elementary school. They talk about getting into college, right? Especially now. Nowadays, you go to these elementary schools and they have college flags everywhere. They have, you're going to college. We're going to give you an application. We're going to start giving you SAT prep questions in the 3rd grade, right? The whole ideal being the Mecca. The Mecca being you get to go to college, right? This is the American, this is like American rhetoric at its finest. You go to college. So now herein lies the problem. You send these kids to college and you tell them and they believe in their heart that when they go to college, they're going to come out and they're going to get a great job. Little do they know that tuition is rising 4 times, 5 times, 6 times the rate or even more than that of inflation. So when they get to college, this hope and dreams and aspiration that you fill them with since kindergarten is now matched with the fact that Sally Mae, the cousin from hell, is coming to get them with ridiculous amounts of student loan debt. And we're not talking about small amounts. $27,000 is nothing to sneeze at. Hell, a good chunk of Americans don't even make more than $27,000 a year. So now, you fill them with these hopes, you fill them with these ideals, they go to college, they graduate, and guess what? America, our policymakers, have not provided them with a job. They don't got no job. Ain't no jobs out there. And this debt is staggering and income is not going up. So we've created a scenario, we've created an equation where it's always going to equal a negative number. When a bad thing happens to a good person, it's a negative. I remember that from 7th grade mathematics. But either way, America, herein lies the problem. This is not a, DC problem. This is not a Nebraska problem. This is a national problem. And sadly, America, our politicians are asleep at the wheel. And this is what you need to do. Next time you see a member of Congress, next time you see a state senator, next time you see a governor, you ask them, what have you done? What have you done to advance the American dream? And if they give you some hogwash about, well, we did this and we passed a bill to provide more funding for early childhood, say to them, What happens to the child after early childhood when they make it to college and they walk out with a bag, hell, a mountain full of debt on their back? They are faced with the triple threat: high interest rates, staggering student loan debt, and a job market with no goddamn jobs. America, this is the crisis of our time, and we've been crying out and talking about this for eons. But sadly, folks in Congress, people like Ted Cruz, people like Mike Lee would rather defund Homeland Security than fund America's future.